It's about an underdog. It's about a guy who's different, who feels different, who is different, who contracted this different disease, this new disease. And I'm just, I was touched. I could relate to that. I like underdogs. I like, taking, defending the La Veuve et l'Orphelin and just, trying to find great stories that touch the heart. There's such a great humanity in this story. And the way Matthew and Jared portrayed these characters with Jenny, with the actors, I mean, it's touching, it's emotional, it's amazing, it's heartbreaking, it's a film with a lot of humanity.
How did you get into that?
Well, I had a lot of outside information. I mean, I had a lot of transcripts and interviews that I was studying with this guy, and I knew the general story. But when I got his diary,
Really?
was the key to where I could see the guy from the inside out. That's when I knew his monologue. And if you know the monologue of the character, then you can understand how he has dialogue.
What did you learn? What did you figure out once you turned those pages?
I mean, without too long of an interview, the main thing was he was a guy who was sort of drifting. He was a part-time electrician. He was a part-time bull rider. He was a badass wild man bastard, womanizing hellraiser who was kind of looking for some reason in life and not really finding it.
Yeah.
And ironically, when he got diagnosed with HIV is when he really found purpose in life and found something that he could finish for the first time in his life and fight for.
I want to know from you, when did you know that Matthew was your Ron? When was that moment that, okay,
I think it happened, not at the first meeting. I saw his passion and his desire and will of doing something different, getting out of his comfort zone. And he was waiting for this type of material in his career, and he was ready. He was hungry. He went all the way. And then I was listening, I went, all right, I can see the spark, And then when I started to see the transformation, I went, okay, wow. And then he was at 30 pounds less, 35. I went, okay, man, that's cool. 40, 45, 48. Jesus.
were you ever concerned for safety?
Yeah, but at the same time, he's an adult. He was well surrounded, and he was so into it, and so always generous, always there, always in the moment, never looked sick. So I was like, you okay? You cool? Yeah, really? You want to wait? You want to take a break? Never.
What was your way into her? I mean, because she is a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. I think there were a few different avenues to get to the truth of it. I listened a lot. I met with people. People opened up their hearts, transgendered people that understood this character, and they taught me. The voice, the losing weight, the waxing, the high heels. There were a lot of things that I did, and they all taught me. I'm just really grateful to be a part of it all.
That when we see you at your Gauntest, was that a challenge? I mean, I'm worried about just energy levels there. I mean, you have to perform, but that must take a toll.
It was intense. But again, being in a state of constant starvation, being weak, was very much in line with where the character was. So, little things like in a scene, maybe you felt like you had to lean up against a dresser, or maybe you didn't walk so fast, maybe you talked a little slower. Those things were all a result of the weight loss, and I think really helped me find my way.
Jean-Marc Vallée, we're having this wonderful Canadian invasion now. Tell me what it was like working with him, what he brought.
Look, if every Canadian director is Jean-Marc Vallée, invade away. Come on, take over. As far as I'm concerned,
unique.
He is so special. Everything that could have gone saccharine, everything that felt like a movie, he immediately got rid of and jettisoned and went after the human moments, went after any levity he could find, and was so open to us playing around, but knew exactly what he wanted, which is, as an actor, is just a dream come true.
I want to go for some roles that I'm going to have experiences in.
Right.
And I found a lot of those in the anti-hero.
Right.
And if you look over the last 2 years, that's been a lot of them. And the fun part about those is anti-heroes don't really follow anybody else's rules.
One of our heroes is Jean-Marc Vallée. We have this wonderful Canadian invasion. Tell me what he brought to the project.
Well, an honest sensibility. We have a very similar measure of what we would call quality.
Really?
So very early on, we understood if a scene was funny in the right way. We understood if a scene was dramatic in the right way.
So you were
and then when he
simpatico.
and I started swapping scene notes and rewriting stuff on the side and handing it to each other, we found that we start writing the same thing. And that's when I knew, we're making the same movie.
Collaboration.
Same movie, yeah.
Thank you so much. Wonderful film.
Thank you.